So in today's class, let's start with new service S3. So S3 means simple storage service. Since it is one of the cloud service, that's why it's service, and it deals with storage, that's why it's storage. As the options are easy, and it's a very user-friendly interface, that's why they said it's S3. Simple. So in short form, 3 S's, that's why they have mentioned it as S3. This is the short form. The abbreviation is simple storage service. 3 S's. One, two, and three. So now, have you discussed any service which deals with storage till now?
EBS.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm.
EBS.
So EBS supports which types of storage? We discussed 2 types of storage in EBS.
Block
Block
storage
storage
and
and object
Class
storage.
object.
One is block and one is object. Block means example is
seed.
C drive, whereas object means D drive, E drive, F drive. If you talk about cloud, with Google Drive, etc. So there is already one service which deals with storage, and this service supports both type of storage, of block as well as object. And one more thing is this is a kind of hard disk where you can where you should and you can attach directly to the EC2 machine and use it. Same like how you attach pen drive to your laptop or desktop, same is the EBS. So now let's discuss. So even though when already this is there, then why they have needed this S3? Let's discuss it. So S3 is completely object based storage. S3 is 100% object based. So, so in real time companies will be keeping our general web content files, that static files. So whenever you open into this irctc.com, you can see along with the data, you can see some images also, right? So how these developers, these Java developers, they will create website means whenever customers open irctc.com, it will pull data. Of course, web server will have some data. Apart from that, if any other images are there, those images they will store in S3 bucket. So it will pull from their images as well as the content in web server, both together it will show to the customer. Same object based means MP3, MP4, songs, images, videos, all these things you can store in S3. So to say simply, for Google company, how would they use Google Drive? Similarly, for AWS, it's a S3. You can say in short form like this. So what are the different features of the service? And even though it's a storage, what can be the different options? Let's discuss this one by one. So it's today's class is completely theory because in S3 there are so many options there. In S3 there are so many options. But in that options also I have divided what are important for practical, what are important for only interview, which are important only for certification. So accordingly, we will discuss those options one by one. So I have this slides here. So you see S3. S3 is a secure, durable, and highly scalable object storage. Highly scalable object storage. So secure means it is secure, obviously, because first of all, AWS account itself is the first layer of security. Again, in that, we will have S3 bucket, S3. That is one more second layer of security. So it's secure. No one can access immediately until unless you are having permission to go into that. Next is durable. What do you mean by durable there? Yeah,
Long time
long time. So even
platform.
let's say you have uploaded any object today, even after 5 years, it will be still there. The object that is called durable. And highly scalable object storage. Highly scalable object storage. So what is this here? Actually, in S3, in general, what we call it as folder. Inside folder, we will keep file here. But in S3, the technical name where you place this. First of all, we call it as S3 bucket. Inside S3 bucket, you will place files. The technical name of the files we call them as objects. Okay. So I'm just comparing so that you'll understand. So bucket is something like a folder. Files is nothing but like a object. So what they're saying is a highly scalable object storage. S3 is a highly scalable object storage. That means there is no limit for this guys. In EBS we have limit or not. Whenever you create any volume, are we having limit or not? If you create with 100 GB, so you can store only 100 GB. If you create with 500 GB, you can store only till 500 GB. But that is not the case with S3. S3 you can keep any amount of data. There is no limit for S3, but you can keep 1 GB, 1 KB, 1 petabyte, anything. Highly scalable storage. So whenever you load, keep any object inside, you can create folders. So here you can create folders also. These are folders. Again, inside the folders you will have objects like this. So whenever you upload any data, the size of the bucket increases automatically. Whenever you remove the data, the size of the bucket decreases accordingly. That's why they say highly scalable. Scalable means we know the meaning. Scalable means you can increase as well as decrease. And SPI is easy to use. We already discussed. The user interface is very easy. You can see all the options in front of you only. How it is used, why it is easy to use, because it is has a very simple web service interface. That means web interface, UI, user interface is interface. So what is web user interface is easy means, let's say your first time you're opening S3. So even without the other person saying what are these options, you can just go through options clearly. Everything will be straightforward, these options. And these are used for store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere on the web. Please be on mute. This is just Narendra. So in this S3 bucket, you can store any amount of data. You can retrieve means download what's there only from anywhere on the web. Same like Google Drive. Is there any restriction for Google Drive that you need to open only on your mobile, in your desktop or iPad? No, right? If you have user credentials, you can open anywhere and you can download and upload data into your drive. Same is the case with S3. If you have the username and password of your AWS account, you can log into any laptop, any device, and there also you can upload and download the. So this is like a definition of S3. So it's a secure, durable, and highly scalable object storage. First point, and it is easy to use with a simple web service interface to store, retrieve any amount of data, any amount, that means unlimited, any amount of data from anywhere on the web. Why anywhere on the web? Because it's a cloud service. Cloud means accessible from anywhere at any time. Next, let's see the characteristics of this. Okay? So definitely storage it should have its own characteristics. Like Google Drive is having its own rules and regulations. Similarly, S3 is also having its own rules and regulations. Let's go through this. So S3 is a safe place to store your files. Okay, there is nothing technical. It's a safe place because we have to go use username and password. Then only you can close this thing. Next is I already said it is 100% object based storage. Next, files can be from 0 bytes to 5 terabytes. When you're uploading when you're uploading through graphical or console. What is graphical or console based? Everywhere practicing no?
Console friend.
Hmm?
They are practicing console files.
Yes, console. So console means the other name for console is graphical or graphical user interface. That is console. So just now I said Revant user it is unlimited. Then you again you are doing some limitation here. The files means what I said. What is the we call files in the language? We call it a file. So what they are saying, they are giving some limitation for my object size. But what did I told you? It is unlimited storage bucket. So here you should listen carefully. Which is unlimited? I said bucket or object.
Bucket.
I said bucket can accept unlimited storage. What is storage? Storage means nothing but you are uploading objects. So you now also I am saying you can upload any number of objects. I don't have any issue. You can upload 100,000, 1 lakh, 1 crore, 1 million objects you can upload. But the size of the each object, they are saying AWS people are saying the size of each object, the maximum size of each object should be 5 terabytes. So let's say you are having a file of 50 terabytes, single file, 50 terabytes. So can you upload this as is to Silverkit through GUI?
No.
Oh no.
What you have to do, you have to break this into
10 parts.
10 parts. You have to break this into 10 parts, then you can upload. So then it becomes 15.
It's like a partitions, right?
Yeah, we have to make it partition according to such a way that each partition should be below 5 terabytes or equal to 5 terabytes, but not exceeding 5 terabytes. So next comes the question, why is that? When the bucket can accept unlimited storage, then why did AWS say while upload each object should have only 5 terabytes? Why is that a rule?
Because uploading takes time, sir.
Okay, it's one of the reasons. Yeah. Next, only that's it. Even though let's say whether you're uploading 50 terabyte file, 5 terabyte file, ultimately the speed is same while uploading. So definitely if you're uploading 5 terabyte file, it will take less time because the size of the file is less. That doesn't mean 50 terabyte is slow. Since the 50 terabyte is heavy in size, it takes more time. So it's not exactly that reason. Next, any other reason? So what can be the issues when you are uploading? So just think generally, just think you are uploading something in a Google Drive. What can be the issues you will be fearing about from uploading or downloading? If the size of the size is more. So just right. So you see, yeah, correct. What you said is correct. I'll give a small example. Right? We used to download movies, right? Now this OTT platforms came, but 5 years back these were not there. We used to download movies from different websites like torrent. I used to remember I used to download from torrent users. So you observe whenever let's say the movie has downloaded till 90%, it's showing 91% like that. Suddenly at 92% because of internet some issue, my download got stopped. Can you watch this movie now with 92% downloaded file?
No.
You can't watch it. So what happened here? Till 92%, that means almost let's say the size of the file is 10 GB. So you almost downloaded till 8 GB, which is of waste. You cannot use that file. So literally you have wasted the 8 GB data. You are unable to watch movie and the data is also wasted. So now apply the same concept here. With 50 terabyte file. So what is happening? Let's say I'm uploading 50 terabyte file at a time. So maybe at 48 TB, some internet issue came and the upload got stopped. So how much data is wasted here? 48 terabytes. 48 terabytes means just imagine how much data it is. So in order to avoid such situations, what AWS says, you just divide into parts and you upload parts simultaneously. So first part uploaded successfully, second part uploaded successfully, third part successfully. Maybe some internet issue came while uploading fourth or fifth part. So how much data will be affected? Only that part data will be affected. That much data will be wasted. So again you can retry upload of that exclusive part. So here even though if the data is wasted, how much data is wasted? That will be definitely less than 5 terabytes. Why? Because the capacity of each size is only maximum is 5 terabytes.
Developer only will decide the parts, right?
Yeah, they will take care. If you are uploading something, you know about the files, right?
Hmm.
Accordingly, you will change. It's just dividing that. Ultimately, you're keeping a full data. You're just dividing it. That's- So this is while you are doing this whole thing through GUI. Every day we're practicing GUI only. So whenever you are uploading any file, any object, any folder through GUI, the make sure the maximum size of the file should not exceed 5 terabytes. Please be on mute. Once you ask your question,
Hello.
please be on mute. Same. Same file can be from 0 to 5 GB now. When is GB? When if you are uploading through CLI.
Command line interface.
So CLI means command line interface. So I think we still haven't discussed the CLI. After this S3, we will discuss IAM service. In that IAM service, I will show you how we can create EC2, how we can launch UBS, how we can launch S3, whatever we can do and we are doing through GUI. Everything you can do through CLI. So when we discuss IAM, I will say you that. So for now, what they are saying is the same file. If you are uploading through CLI, the maximum size of the file should be 5 GB. So here, why they have kept 5 terabytes? Why not maybe 100 or 10 terabytes? Means usually the size of the file should not be more. At the same time, it should not be much less. Something in middle. So that's why they came up with value 5 terabytes if it's GUI, 5 GB if it's CLI. And this one I already said. So S3 means unlimited registry bucket. And where are objects stored? Objects are stored in bucket. I already said. This is a bucket. Inside the bucket you will have object or folder. Inside the folder also you will have object or this is bucket. This is object. This is folder. Again inside the folder you will have object. Only three words. Object, bucket, folder. S3 bucket names must be unique globally. So let's say in Raven, in my account I have created a bucket name, S3 bucket name Raven. So can you create in your S3, in your AWS account, can you create this bucket name Raven? This is my AWS account. I am asking in your AWS account. Can you create S3 bucket with name Raven?
Yes, sir. We can.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
What is the meaning of this? The last point, and say whether your answer is correct or not. Yes, you said yes. What do you mean by unique globally? What is the meaning of that word unique globally?
Same in entire. Everywhere you can go, it will same the name.
Like, sir, our email ID is unique all over.
Right, exactly,
Similar.
exactly. On globally means on this planet, on this earth. So if any person has already created a bucket name with Raven, no other person on this earth can create another S3 bucket with the same name. That is what they mean by unique globally. Example is email ID. Can two persons have same email ID on this earth?
No, sir.
No. That's why I have I just wanted to explain this word unique globally means no one. That's why I have clearly given example in my account. In Raven AWS account, I have created already a bucket Raven S3 bucket name. So no other person can on this earth can create another S3 bucket with Raven. No. Maybe they should keep something extra Raven hyphen 1, 2, 3, 4. Again that also they need to check it's available or not. Of course, S3 AWS will show you. If it's something already the name is there, it will simply show error because already such type of name exists. It will show so that you can modify.
Revant, Chetna here, Revant.
Sorry,
Revant, the files that will be uploading here, will it be a structured data or unstructured data, Revant?
not normal object files like images, videos,
Okay.
PDF files, documents.
Uh-huh.
Not like
It can be
not
anything that you.
yeah, not like which we store in databases. That is completely different. In database we have structured
Okay.
and non-structured, but it is object based completely. So object based means everything. There is no point of structure or non-structure in a object type of. Object means something
Mm-hmm.
like a Google Drive.
Okay. So it can be anything like as you told, videos, pictures.
Yes, right. Anything.
Like, okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. And then let's discuss some more characteristics of this S3. So whatever we have discussed, these are all the characteristics. Apart from that, some more. So what is this? So S3 is built for that means the engineers who have designed this S3 service. They have designed it such a way that S3 gives you 99.99% availability. At the same time, Amazon guarantees 99.99% durability. So what is this 2 point? It looks like similar. Is that similar or different?
It's different.
Different.
Availability anytime we can access, and durability means long lasting.
Right. Availability means accessibility. Durability means it's lifetime. That means still how much time? 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? How much durability? So durability means amount of time, number of days. Whereas availability means accessibility. So how can I say, let's say you have uploaded something into your Google Drive. Okay, this is your Google Drive. You have uploaded your object, something, your image. You have uploaded something. After uploading the object 100%, if you have to download that object or if you want to see that object in the Google Drive itself, will you have to wait 1 hour or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or can you see immediately?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Immediately. So here you are having 99.9% of availability. That means any object, whenever you upload completely, for accessing it, whether it you have to download it, whether you have to see it immediately, that is called availability. So let's say if Google Drive says no, you have to wait 1 hour after uploading the image, then can you say it is having 99.9 availability? No.
No.
So that is what that means. Okay. Similarly, durability means, let's say in my S3 bucket I have uploaded 100 objects. Even after 10 years also, if you go and check in the S3 bucket, the 100 objects will be there. That is called durability. Maybe if you lose, maybe one object you might lose, 99 objects will be there. So they did not give 100%. These are also very smart guys. No one will give, any big company will never give 100%. They will leave that 0.001% to defend themselves if someone keep any case or log complaints against. And then TX storage. Fine. So what is the meaning of TX? Not in IT, not in IT general, in our daily life. Have you heard TX anywhere this word?
Level.
Layered.
Okay, there. Anything else?
Levels of a structure.
No, that's what. Nothing related to IT.
Example of railway, like one
Right,
tire, two tire, AC, and all
right,
this.
right. Yeah, that's it. So we all traveled in trains, so we know how different there will be different coaches in the trains. So what we let's start with the first one is, I think, first AC, next one second AC, third AC, fourth AC is there. Okay, sleeper, and then chair car, and then second AC, and then general. So what are all these? These are all different tiers. So you can say another name, classes, different classes of railway compartment. So what is the reason why railways have designed different coaches? Ultimately, you have to go get inside some station, get down at some other station. So if it's a train, only the train if you wanted, why the reason they have developed different coaches? Why they did not keep all the same type of coaches whole across the whole train?
Flexibility.
Facilities are different.
Right? Facilities. So maybe let's say in first stage you it's very specific only One side, one person will be there, bed lamps will be there, charger pointing will be there, some water bottle, some extra complementaries, everything will be there. When it comes to second AC, maybe not comparatively first AC, it's a bit comfortable. Okay. Again, when third AC means almost like sleeper, the extra thing is only AC here. When it comes to sleeper, so like that, you see that facilities will be less as it goes on decreasing. So not only facilities, what else? Second one is
Cost also.
cost. So affordability. So depending upon your affordability. So let's say you don't care about money, so you are willing to pay how much amount for traveling. So you can go to the expensive classes. But whereas if you say if you have to think why to spend this much money just for traveling, you can go with maybe sleeper, general, normal resort. So it's not only the facilities, even though the facilities are there, according to your requirement, you have to use it. Simply you have money, you should not use. Let's say you have to travel only one stop, maybe one or two stops. Is there any meaning to just use AC for traveling one or two stops? Maybe with 100 rupees you can travel two stops if you go with sleeper. Maybe the two stops they are charging you 800. So there is no point, just it's a matter of 30 minutes journey. Similarly, same is the case here. So the same thing apply for the S3 storage here. So what they are saying in S3 also, S3 is for storage, definitely a storage. So but there are classes in the types of storage. So let's say the classes mentioned maybe A, B, C, D, and E. So what are the differences at each class? Same like in railways we have discussed facilities and affordability, luxuries. Similarly in storage, when it comes to S3 storage classes, what can be the difference? Each availability, durability, and cost. So definitely class A will be having 100% availability, durability, and it is expensive. And if you go to the last one, less availability, less durability, less cost. Everything is less, everything is more here. Okay. So depending on the types of storage. So let's say I'll give a real-time example. Let's say we are recharging some these mobiles. Whenever you withdraw some money from your ATM, these things. So how many logs will be generated? Let's say for a banking company like HDFC, SBI, every day how many transactions will be taken place? Millions of transactions take place. And where how this information is stored in a form of logs. So we call it as a application log. In real time application log. So you see sometimes whenever you raise customer request, so I have recharged my mobile, but money is deducted, but I did not receive recharge. So where if you raise a customer request, so where it will go? First it will go to the your support. So this is let's say your customer. So your ticket will go to the whether Airtel or whatever telecom provider. From there it will go to their technical team. From that they will go to the IT team. In that IT team again it will go to the specific technical IT. By the time it reaches here, this information, it reaches here, it will take almost 2 to 3 days. Again, how can this person, this technical person, check whether really the money has deducted and really the person did not receive recharge? They have to check the
Transaction log.
transaction logs. They have to check the transaction logs. And where do you think they will keep this transaction log? Do you think they will keep an expensive type of storage or the cheapest type? Everyday millions. So here you need to observe everyday millions of logs are generated. So how they won't keep the everyday logs in the latest expensive type of storage. They will keep in the cheapest type of storage. Why? Because it's just information. They don't have anything to do with it. It's just a like what is a future references. Okay, 1 year back, this is the log for this particular customer, like that. So when your request reaches this technical IT guy, what this IT guy will do? He will try to retrieve the information from this type of storage. So how much time it will take for retrieving? Get easily 2 days. Why? What is the availability? Is the availability highest in the last cheapest type of storage? No, it's very less.
Yes.
Maybe sometimes you have to wait hours, sometimes you have to wait days, depending upon the amount of the file size. So then he has to check again. He will, by checking the log again, he will contact back to the same batch. So definitely it will take almost 5 to 7 days. So have you ever observed or not? Whenever you raise any customer care request, what they will reply? Our customer team is looking into it. We will get back to him within 5 to 7 business days or working days. So why 5 to 7 days? Why not 1 to 2 days? Same the reason. Your information has to pass to a particular person. Again, that particular person has to check it. He has to analyze it. Again, he has to send back to the team. Again, that team has to send back to the customer. So this whole process takes time. Now, in the same scenario, sometimes you hear or not, there are some premium customers. They say whether it's in banking or telecom. When you take any credit card, they have some premium customers. That means they pay annual fee. Those customers they charge for the card 2,000 rupees annually. Even whether you use it or not, for that card they will charge you 2,000. So what is premium? Premium means they are giving you some extra facilities. What are those facilities? Same. So whenever you lodge any complaint, so immediately they will resolve your issue in within 1 to 2 days. So how they are resolving in 1 to 2 days? So the logs related to this particular premium customer, it is stored in the expensive type of storage in a class A, not in a class E. So everything like quality and quantity comes with the price, right? So if you're paying more money, definitely you will get everything quick. Everything will things will be done fast. But if you have to pay less money, definitely you have to wait for it. So these are the different reasons why different classes of storage, what happens at each class of storage. So the main reason different classes of storage means this only gets three reasons: availability, durability, and cost. So as per our project requirement, so let's say startups are there, guys. For startups, each dollar counts, right? Simply they don't waste the dollar. So only if the data is really required for them, that means they are using the data every day frequently. Only that type of storage they will save in the class A. If they are sure that they are not going to use data frequently, they will straight away keep it in the last one or somewhere in the middle here, which is definitely cheaper than me these things. But let's say they're talking about MNCs and the client has so much money. They don't have any limits for their budget. They say you can do anything. We have lots of money. So in that scenario, you can store anywhere. If client doesn't care about the budget. That's why I said depending upon the project requirement also you have to take the decision. So definitely it's not your own decision. You have to talk with your manager. Like so this is the thing. Because the related application related lot knowledge is having for your manager. You are a cloud engineer. You don't know what is the product. I mean, even though you know the product, you don't know how it works exactly, right? Let's say you have joined in a telecom project. So you know how to launch EC2 machines, S3 buckets, you know, but you don't know how many days the log should be saved, which log is important. These things you have to talk to your manager because he has the product number. And then according once you discuss with your manager, then you can take the decision whether you have to store the logs in A, B, C, D, or E as per the requirement. Any doubt in this storage classes?
And do you have kind of like a right configuration for the storage?
Yeah, that will discuss moving forward.
Okay.
Next is life cycle management. So what is life cycle? Guys? In general, again, nothing related to IT. Have you anywhere heard of life cycle? What is the meaning of life cycle?
A particular process that we need to
Stages.
follow.
No, it's
The
not.
processes, yeah.
The different stages. These are not process exactly. Different stages you can. So for example, what is the human life cycle? Child. What is this child age? What we call the child, and then middle age, and then teenage, and then adult age, and then old age. So what is this? This is the life cycle of a human being. Everyone has to born, middle age, teenage, adult age, and then old age. So this is the life cycle of a human being. Similarly, what is the life cycle of a Data. So what can be the life cycle, guys? Data. So what is the data life cycle? Same. Data also will born. Data also will stay. Data also will get died. So what is that?
Retention.
Yeah. So in fact, if you want to give the clue, I can give. So this answer is dependent upon this one. Now you can say the answer. Almost I have given you 60% of my answer. If you, I'm drawing a diagram. You should say answer.
It's like purging or showing the data, like the timings, if it is
Right.
the original data or the data that is newly created, so it's going to be a drive. Then if it is not much use, so it is shifted to B, C, D, like that.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Right. Right. So what did I say? Is the data important every day? The same data? Let's say today news is there. Today something. Today only came. The news came today only. That particular news is important today. Is that news the same news is important next month, same day?
No.
No, right? How many people will be trying to watch today's news? Definitely so many people, right? So that means the data should be available to the customers immediately. Why? Because it is today's news. It is in very much demand. But the same news, will you keep in the same type of storage next month also?
No.
No, sir.
No. Why? Who will access 1 month back storage? 1 month back news? Maybe very rarely out of 1 crore people, one person who have some, that also because of his some personal reason he want to check some information, then he will come and check. So definitely he can wait. He can wait 5 or 10 minutes to get the data. Same, right? Let's say you want to buy today's newspaper. How much you have to spend? Maybe 10 rupees you have to spend. Let's say you have to get the newspaper of 2 months back newspaper. For the same 10 rupees, you will get 1 kg of newspaper. That means almost 1 month newspaper you will get for the same 10 rupees. That means data loses its importance as time goes on. So when the data is losing its importance, is there any point in keeping that in expensive type of storage when the data is lost its importance? No. So as per the importance, you will keep on changing its. You will keep on changing its what? Keep on changing its tier. So which is important for me today? I will keep in A. After 30 days, it's not important. So what I'll move it to D. Again after 60 days, I don't want much more less important. So again I will transfer to C like that. One day, finally one day, I don't want the data completely after 1 year. So what I will do? Finally I will delete it. So what is this whole process of moving, changing the types of storage and deleting? Finally we call it as life cycle of the data. And is this manual or automatic process? It is automatic. That means, of course, one time, the first time you will define, okay, after 30 days, go to B, after 60 days, go to C, after 90 days, delete it. So this is one time configuration. So after 30 days, you no need to check it. Automatically on the 31st date, will go to the B type of storage. Similarly, on the 61st date, will go to the C type of storage. You don't need to check it. It will do automatically. And finally, similarly, after 98th day, automatically it will get deleted. It's an automatic process. So that's right. So now, so can you apply life cycle management without different types of storage? What do you say, guys? Is life cycle management possible if there are no
No,
different types of TF?
no,
No, right?
actually, yeah.
Mm,
Where can you apply life cycle without, if there are no different types of storage? Where can you apply this? So there is no point. That's why I said these both are dependent. You can apply life cycle only on top of the different types of TF. Any doubt in this one? And then finally, this one is versioning. So versioning is one of the option, guys. Versioning is one of the object in S3. So what are the advantages of this version? There are two advantages actually. One is you can save files in different version. Second one is by mistake. By mistake, if you delete any object or any folder or file, you can retrieve it. So something like, you can say something like your recycle bin. If you delete by mistake something, can you retrieve it or not from recycle bin again? Restore it, right? Right.
Yes.
So same is the case here version. So if you enable versioning at the bucket level, so the first advantage is you can keep a track of the version. So what do you mean by keep a track of version? I'll give a simple example, right? So let's say I have one file in my laptop and its name is a.txt, and inside I have the content is one, like. So tomorrow, the same file, tomorrow what I will open the same file and I will add one more line, 2.2. And day after tomorrow again, I will open the same file and I will add one more line, 1 line, 2 line and 3 line. So what is this? This is version 1, this is version 2, this is version 3. So what is the advantage of having this version? So definitely advantage is there or not? V1, V2,
When the file is modified, when the data is loaded, that's
modified,
when we
right?
maintain version.
Versions, right? So suddenly you ask me, Revant, what did you today work? So if I don't have versions, can I say what is the extra thing I have done on this particular day? If I don't have the version between this one and this one, here I have given 3 lines. Let's say you are having here 100 lines. Here you have 80 lines. Here you have 50 lines. If you don't have versions, can you say what are the extra 50 lines you have worked on that particular day on second day? No. But if you have versions, what you'll say? You see, in the first day I have worked on this 30 lines. In today I have worked extra these 50 lines. On third day, these are the extra 50 lines I have worked on. How can you are able to say these are the exclusive lines? Why? Because you are maintaining in the versions format. So versions, how versions are helpful to keep a track of your data. You are keeping track or not here by keeping the files in a versions format. Similarly, in real time, the developers they use which tool they use? Anyone? Where the developers write code and store?
SVN.
Right. SVN versioning. What is SVN? Versioning.
It's a
Versioning.
versioning tool. So, for
Soft,
example, if I,
software versioning.
yeah,
So different softwares are like Git, Bitbucket, this thing. So you see in real time, what these developers do is that these developers write everyday code. So let's say today a developer has written 100 lines of code. Tomorrow he will write 200. Day after tomorrow they will write 300. So they need to have a track. So suddenly their manager will ask, we have pushed a new code today. There is some issue with the code. So what they will say, immediately roll back to the previous version, the 200 lines code. So this way they are keeping a track of their code. What is the new in the new code? New 100 lines of code like that. So what they will do, instead of checking all the 300 lines of code, what they will check only the extra 100 lines where they have made change in the version 3. So this is advantage of versioning, so that you can keep a track of your data. That is one thing. Second one is you can retrieve the data. By mistake, if you delete any object, you can get it there. These are the advantages of versioning. Any doubt in this versioning? Next. Encryption. What do you mean by encryption? Simply you can say as locking. So do you keep lock also? So you can encrypt your D drive, E drive, F drive also, like we have discussed. So if someone has to go inside, they have to give password. Similarly, here also you can do encryption. So how many types of encryption? There are two types. One is S3 standard. Second one is S3 KMS. KMS means key management service, KMS. So what is the difference? You see, both are only two different types of. Ultimately, both are the encrypting only. Here also you are encrypting. In with this also you are encrypting. But what is the difference? Let's say Telnet means you have only one set of keys, one encryption key and one decryption key. So you have the decryption key, so you can whenever you want to see, you will simply give the password and you can go and see the data. What is KMS? Here also you are having a set of key pairs, one encryption key and one decryption key. Don't think you are doing two times here encryption. No. These keys are encrypted by the AWS, and these keys will be keep on rotating by the AWS. Okay. So here, till here say both. In S3 standard also you have a set of key pairs. Here also you have set of the key pairs, but extra in key management solution it's extra layer of security. That means again these keys are encrypted, and these keep on will be rotating by the AWS. Keep on rotated by AWS. So sometimes you see in the Gmail, Facebook, what they will say, please rotate your password every 1 month or every 2 months. What do you mean by rotate? Rotate means change your password. Please change your password for every 1 month so that it will be secure. Even though if any of your friends see know your password, the probability of it getting compromised, the account getting compromised is less if you regularly keep on changing your password. So here the who changes for AWS takes care of that for you. So you don't need to worry, it will change for you. So there are two types of encryption. Next comes the question, why encryption? Revant, we already discussed that it is secure. Then if it is secure, why? What is the reason of encryption? Ultimately, everyone in the project has to access the data. They want to see the data. What is the reason of encrypting? So you see here, the reason of encryption is not. It's not that I do not trust my team. I do not trust the people of AWS. You can say the engineers who are working in the AWS. I do not trust them. So let's say some movie like Avatar or Bahubali. So it's a very high budget movie, right? They takes with millions of dollars. So even though they play the runtime 3 hours or 2.5 hours in the theater, but for how many hours they will shoot? They'll shoot almost for 20 to 24 hours completely. They have this they will shoot for almost these many hours, but that they will cut and comprise to 3 hours as per the script and as per the story because they can't play 24 hours movie in a theater. They have to play only 3 hours. So, but this 20 to 24 before they have to decide what is the final 3 hours movie, they have to store this, right? So how much definitely this will be in petabyte. You see the high definition clarity will be there, the taking everything, definitely they use so much graphics. So it occupies more space. A video of 24 hours having high definition quality means you can't store in normal hard disk which we are using, not even 5 terabytes, 10 terabytes, it's a petabyte we are talking about here. So where do you have that much huge storage? Definitely in the only cloud. So you will upload to this one you will keep in the cloud storage. Now once I upload to the cloud, who is having accessibility to this? The people who are working in AWS they can see. So if they see the movie, no problem. I don't have any problem even if they see the movie. But they won't be right. They just don't see and leave. They'll leak it to the YouTube or this OTT platform. These days in social media, they'll just leak the movie. Sometimes we hear that word called piracy, right? So how is this possible? That means the data is getting leaked for some reason. It's a loss for the business, the producer, the people who are acting in that movie. It's a loss for them if the movie is released before only, before the official release date. So in order to avoid such situation, that means I don't want to take that risk also. So what I will do whenever I upload movie, I will encrypt that my complete movie. That means even the people, even the engineers who are working in AWS, these S3 engineers related, they also can't see that thing. They can see there is a file, but they can't open it because it's encrypted format, right? That is the use of encryption. So definitely encryption is another layer of security. And then finally, the last point is you can secure your data using access control list and bucket policy. So access control list means the short form we call it as ACLS. Either you can call it as ACLs or you can call it as access control list and bucket policy. So let's discuss this. Let me draw it again so that you'll understand clearly. Always remember it. Always remember the basic is whenever you create a bucket, whenever you create an object, by default is the object in bucket public or private? Whenever you create for the first time, by default they are
Private.
private. That means no one can access it. If you want to make it public, you have to manually make it public. Okay, that is the first thing. Fine. So let's discuss about here. Bucket policy and then only access control list. So what will we know? In bucket means again buckets will have inside objects. They have folder. Again in the folder we have objects like that. So the name itself is bucket policy. What do you mean by policy? Policy means another name for policy is permission. So what is the permission? So whatever the permission you are giving, is it at object level or at bucket level? The name itself is. So,
Bucket.
so the
Object love.
no, it says bucket policy, right? This is complete bucket. This is object. This is folder again object. So whatever the permission I have defined here, whatever the policy means permission I have defined here, it will be applicable to the entire bucket. So entire bucket means automatically bucket consists again
Folder, bucket separate.
objects and folders. So let's say, so what did we discuss by default? By default this bucket is private, and what did I do? I have converted this into public by giving the bucket policy. The moment I convert this to public, so which is public now? Bucket is public. Along bucket means what? Bucket consists of objects, folders, everything is all together only. We call it as bucket. So whenever you apply anything at bucket policy level, that means at bucket level, automatically it will apply to the inside all the objects and folders also. That is called bucket policy. Alright. So now let's consider another scenario. In the second scenario, I have a bucket, I have object, I have a folder, again I have inside the folder I have some object. So is it the same case? Is the requirement same in every time in the real time scenario in the company? Will you make all the objects and all the folders public to the customer? So let's say I have a bucket. In the bucket, I wanted to make only some objects. Some objects public. Maybe this object public, and only this object public. Remaining things I want them to be. This should be private, and this should be private. This should be private. This should be private. So how can you achieve this? Can you achieve this with bucket policy? This requirement?
Object level.
So here object level, folder level, bucket level. There are three things we are discussing about. So in this scenario comes into the picture called ACL. ACL means access control list. So what happens whenever you create a bucket or object, it's by default it is private. So let the private things will be private, whichever you want it to be private. So what you will do, whatever the things you want to make public, you will select only those objects manually and then you will make them as public. So in this scenario, definitely the bucket also should be public. So what is happening here? I will make bucket as public. Even though I am making bucket public, how I am making public? With the help of bucket policy or ACL here? With the help of ACL, I am making my bucket public. Even though I am making my bucket public, that doesn't make all my objects public. Only bucket is public. Again, inside the bucket, only the object which I have defined manually public, only those will be public. But remaining other objects will be private. You got my point? The difference between this one and this one.
Yes.
So this is one thing.
So, yeah. So, sir, in which, where to use which one, bucket policy and ACL?
That's what I have given you the concept. Depending upon your project requirement, you can use it. If your manager says, Raven, the complete bucket and everything inside the bucket should be public, then you will go with bucket policy. When your manager says, Raven, some of the objects should be public, some should be private, then you will go with AC. As simple as that. So it depends on the project requirement. It's not always the same.
Sir, after in ACL,
Sorry.
sir, sir, in ACL, after changing bucket public to private only, we can change the file folder.
No, both are exclusive things. It's not a compulsory rule that only first you need to do bucket, next object. You can do anything. First object, next bucket, anything.
Oh, okay.
This is one way of doing. This is one way of doing. Let's say you don't want to get confused with the thing. Some are public, some are private. You don't want to get confused. So what is another way? Second option is so you have a bucket. Okay. So what I can here find is you want some should be public and remaining, and this bucket also should be public and remaining should be private. So what I can do here, simply I will create one more new S3 bucket. Whatever the objects, whatever the folders I wanted to have public access, what I will simply move them all to new bucket, and I will apply
All private.
bucket policy on top of this S3 bucket such a way that bucket policy should be public. So when you apply bucket policy public, automatically all the objects and folders inside also will be public. So here you don't have any confusion. Sorry, private, not private, right? I have said wrong. Okay, let's say private. So since I said private, I will apply a policy called it should be private, this bucket completely. So when I apply a S3 bucket policy as private, automatically everything will be private.
Private.
So this bucket will be exclusively private, this bucket will be exclusively public. So that is second way. So you can think logically. So what I am trying to say is I am explaining you the concept and I am explaining you the options. So you have to think logically. You see one task you can do in many ways. How smartly you can do that depends upon your knowledge and that depends upon your grasping power. That is what depends on experience, right? Even though let's say two persons join the company at the same time, that doesn't mean two person gets the promotion at the same time. It depends upon how logically you are using your brain. I say you something that means that doesn't mean you think only in one direction. You think in multiple directions with that same concept and technology. Because concept is same, technology is same. The way you exhibit the skills that should be different using your logical thinking. Fine. So these are all characteristics and rules at this S3 level. But so again there are some more. So in tomorrow's class we'll discuss some more theory, and in tomorrow's class we'll start with practical. So tomorrow also maximum 90% will be theory only tomorrow also, because I said right there are so many options in S3. So first you need to be perfect in the field, because in interviews, in certifications, they will be asking you the questions related to different options having in S3. So you need to be perfect with all the options. Then whatever the theory we have discussed in today's class and tomorrow's class, we will be doing practicals in all those options. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me this. I'm good as well.
Raven, is there any limit to access system?
Sorry, is there any?
Is there any limit of users that they can access system? For example, I have a bucket, I have 10,000 users. So all these 10,000 users can go and access the bucket at the same point of time.
Yeah, you can upgrade in the same bucket. There is no limit for the bucket. All 10,000, how many you want.
Okay. So if that is the case, for example, if there is one object which is updated by one user, so how the other user can get to know the latest setting?
Yeah, that one you will get to know when we discuss IAM service. That is a user level permission. So I said right, everyone will be working in the same AWS account. So that doesn't mean you want every person in your project should have access to your bucket. Maybe let's say there is one bucket, it's a production bucket, and you don't want to the give production access bucket to other people who are new joiners, freshers, because they might delete it, they might do some stuff. So what you will do for those IAM users use that this person should not access that particular S3 bucket. That you will define in IAM service, not in S3.
So let's consider both the users are IAM users. For example, myself and some other. So we both of us are accessing the same S3 production bucket. But I am updating the file and also when I'm updating the object and the other user is also updating the object at the same time. So how should I get to know the update by for example he's updating the file with some other content. So I need that update also.
That you cannot say which person has done. That you can see in another service. Moving further, we'll discuss one more service called CloudTrail. In CloudTrail, we'll get to know which person has done everything. So the moment you log into your project by and the moment you log out, whatever you have done in the complete hold, everything will be logged there. Which service you used, which you updated, which you deleted, which you uploaded, everything. There you can get to know.
Is there any login also with the object level?
Yeah, that also we can log in. So it will be saved in the CloudTrail in the form of logs only.
Not locking. So for example, I should not allow to update the same file by other user at the same point of time.
Yeah, you can give object level permissions that no other person should update this. You can give only read only permissions, write only permissions. So in tomorrow's class, we will be discussing different types of permissions only. There are read, write permissions also. Okay, guys, have a nice day. We'll meet in tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, Raymond.
Yeah.
Bye.